On this episode of CAT Construction Now, we're going to show you how to get more out of every load. In today's episode, we're going to give you insight on how to improve the efficiencies of your load and haul fleet using CAT productivity. We're going to walk you through the basics of the tool and how it works on your loaders, your haulers, and across your site. Then we're going to give you best practices on how to use CAT productivity to gain that information to make decisions real time to improve your efficiencies and lower your cost per ton. We're also going to cover rental and how it applies to CAT productivity and how it can impact your overall efficiency on the job site. We're going to end with what you need to do to get your fleet ready for CAT productivity, so again, you can get the most out of every load.
So let's start by talking about some of the features of CAT productivity and what it's going to give customers. A few of the key heavy hitters are: one, load counts. How many loads did that machine perform throughout the day? Where do they come from and where do they go? Next one is payload. If that machine is equipped and able to send us that payload detail, we can show the user how much material that machine moved and again where it came from and where it went. The third is going to be cycle times. How long it took that machine to run from point A to point B and back to point A again, so that user can understand the productivity of that machine. Then moving into more utilization, we're going to talk about working and idle hours and fuel burn and show the user where that machine is working and how long it's sitting idle, and more importantly, where that machine is sitting idle at. Those are really the key 5 areas that our customers are using CAT productivity to mine the data in their fleet. One of the key important features about CAT productivity is that it doesn't just serve customers that have CAT equipment or new CAT equipment. CAT productivity is designed to serve customers' needs that have non-CAT equipment. We truly serve the full fleet for a customer. And we do that by installing those product-linked GPS trackers on each machine so that we can tell where that machine is located at any given time when it's in proximity of a loading tool and hauling tool come together. Another feature that we use is geofencing. So being able to track where material is coming and going from. So if you've got multiple loading faces, we can set up a geofence around each of those loading faces. Same with multiple dump locations. We can set up that geofence or that grid around each of those locations so that when a machine takes material from one to the other, the customer has the ability to track and manage that material movement throughout the given day.
So let's dive a little bit deeper into what Mike covered, and we're going to talk about the 3 Ps: performance, productivity, and profit. Performance can be gained from using CAT productivity. What were my cycle times of my loaders? What are the cycle times of my haulers? What do I need to improve in that performance side of my operation? Productivity, the second one. How much did my loaders load? How much did my haulers haul? Where did the trucks take that material? How many times did they take that material to point A or point B? Last, profit. How much did I spend in idle time, fuel consumption, time moving that material? From a fuel efficiency standpoint, using your tons and your fuels to drive increased profits. Using CAT productivity, you get a couple different dashboards that you can use to monitor your fleet that'll give you information that you can change into decisions in real time to improve your efficiencies. If you're out in the field, don't worry. We have an app for that. You can see it on your phone. Again, you can see it live. You can make decisions while you're in the field on improving your efficiencies in your fleet or your hauling system.
Now we're going to walk through some best practices on how customers can utilize CAT productivity to improve their job site. Let's talk about our first best practice, idle time. Idle time is important because fuel is becoming ever more expensive, and it's increasing our customers' owning and operating costs the more idle that they're occurring. One of the ways that CAT productivity prevents idle time is identifying all those long idle events that a customer is incurring on their job site. So for example, a haul truck is idling for 9 minutes or longer. Cat Productivity is going to give the user the ability to track where that event happened, when it happened, and what truck, and what happened before and after that event that caused that idle time occurrence, so that that user can go out and reduce that event in the future and save owning and operating costs in their operation. Best practice number 2 is going to focus on how our customers reduce inefficiencies on their project. The two that come to mind are how we reduce bunching at the crusher as well as the loading tool. We're going to be able to identify all the stopped events at the crusher and the loading tool, so that if you have bunching at the crusher and those trucks are waiting to load into that crusher, Cat Productivity is going to show those events so that the customer can use it as a coaching opportunity for those operators to maybe peel off and go dump in a stockpile. Same thing at the loading tool. If you have 2, 3, 4 trucks lined up at that loading tool, and that customer deems that being too many, Cat Productivity is going to identify those events so that we can reduce that overall cycle time and improve productivity. All right, on to number 3, how do we help customers improve cycle times? We all know that if we can reduce cycle times, we improve productivity. So how do we look at that cycle time and identify some of those key inefficiencies? I'll give you a couple examples. One is identifying any pinch points in the haul road where those trucks would have another stopped event that increases the total cycle. So an intersection, for example, if there's cross traffic where the truck would have to stop at an intersection, that is going to create a stopped event that is going to increase that overall cycle time. We've had customers look at that data, identify how much time they're spending stopped, and make the educated decision to change the flow of traffic at that intersection to reduce the overall cycle time. The fourth benefit we see customers using Cat Productivity for is essentially to run almost an everyday production study. Cat Productivity allows the user to best match not only what machines, but how many machines they need to meet that daily productivity and ensure every day that that fleet mix is the right match for their crusher production. One of the great things about Cat Productivity is that it's going to benefit a customer no matter their fleet size, whether they're a fleet of about 3, 4, 5 pieces of equipment or 20 pieces of equipment. Cat Productivity is going to be able to scale that operation and give customers the data they need, or also customers that are running multiple projects, right? And have maybe a fleet of 20, 30, 40 machines, but broken out over 3 different projects. We're able to give them the data that they need within that fleet per project across their entire business. One of the key benefits of Cat Productivity is we intentionally designed it to be simple to use for our customers. So you don't need to be a data scientist or a computer engineer to be able to dive in and take that data and turn it into actionable change and insight. Anybody that knows a simple load and haul operation can look at that information and make actionable change on that site.
To get started with Cat Productivity on your own fleet, you need to be aware of a couple things. First, it's scalable. You can put it on one loader, one hauling truck, multiple loaders, multiple hauling trucks. You can put it on a mixed fleet, so it does not need to be all Cat branded products. If you run other brands, Cat Productivity will work on those as well. Basically what you need is a product link box and cell coverage. As long as you have cell coverage, the data is going to continue to come off of your fleet to give you information in your dashboard so you can make decisions and improve your profitability. If you have a CAT product, product link's already on the machine and it's ready to go. If you have a non-CAT product, you can engage our dealer network to help you install the product link box that will be required for your fleet or your individual machines to get you ready for CAT productivity. Interpretation of the data from CAT productivity is the big question mark. I have lots of data, but I need information. How do I turn the data into information so I can make decisions, so I can change things to improve my efficiencies and profitability? There are multiple sources for that. One, your local dealer will help you walk through your dashboard, understand what's important to you collectively with your team so you are reaping the most benefits from CAT productivity. Caterpillar also has resources that can help you virtually or in person and work with your team so you can reap the most benefits of CAT productivity in your operations.
The CAT rental store has a very wide product selection. Anything from a telehandler, to an excavator, to a skid steer, to even power generation. We have what you need to get the job going. The flexibility of the terms makes it fit your job needs. If the job is a day, you can rent it for a day. If the job's a month, you can rent it for a month. Whatever terms fit your needs is what the CAT rental store is there for. Our product selection is probably the widest in the industry. So anything from a large excavator to a skid steer to even power generation. We have everything to keep the job moving forward that you need in a pinch. Another thing to think about when you're renting a machine, it's always nice to have the latest technology and safety for a machine. Our technicians will check the machine in when it comes back from rental and before it goes out to rental, so you know that the one that you have is ready to go for your job. Let's say that your machine breaks down on the job site. The CAT rental store is available 24 hours a day to provide you with the equipment to keep your job going. Instead of actually paying for the maintenance every day on a machine or the storage for a machine that you may not be using, you can only pay for the usage. It makes it very cost effective for jobs that need extra equipment or if you want to keep the cash for something else.
In this episode of Getting More with Every Load, we covered CAT productivity. What is it? How it's a benefit to you in your operation, what machines it can be used on, what fleets it can be used on, and how it can give you an overall job site picture. Mike covered best practices for using CAT productivity, how to apply those decisions into your operations to improve your efficiencies and your profitability. Last, Carrie covered rental, how it can supplement your fleet and be tied into CAT productivity, again, to give you that whole job site picture for maximum efficiency and profitability.